The inner work of relationships focuses on the internal processes individuals must undergo to create and sustain healthy, fulfilling relationships. It emphasizes personal growth, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence as the foundation for building strong connections with others. This concept suggests that in order to truly understand and connect with others, individuals must first understand and work through their own inner worlds, including their emotions, patterns, and vulnerabilities. The first aspect of inner work in relationships is cultivating self-awareness. This involves recognizing one's own emotions, triggers, desires, and fears. Self-awareness helps individuals understand why they react the way they do in certain situations and why certain behaviors may arise in relationships. It's about understanding one's own needs and communicating them clearly, without expecting others to automatically read between the lines. This inner clarity provides a sense of direction, enabling one to approach relationships from a place of self-knowledge rather than projection or confusion. Another key element of inner work is addressing past wounds. Unresolved emotional issues or traumas from childhood, previous relationships, or life experiences can significantly affect how someone relates to others. These unresolved issues can lead to patterns of behavior such as emotional avoidance, defensiveness, or unhealthy attachments. The inner work involves healing these wounds, understanding their root causes, and learning to respond to them in healthier, more adaptive ways. Doing so allows individuals to engage in relationships with a greater sense of emotional stability and maturity. In relationships, each person brings their own emotional baggage. The key to successful relationships is not just about loving or understanding the other person, but also about being aware of how one's past experiences shape their expectations and interactions. This means acknowledging that certain behaviors or responses may be triggered by unresolved issues within oneself. Being aware of these triggers is a powerful part of the inner work, as it prevents reactions from being disproportionate to the situation at hand and helps individuals engage more mindfully. Emotional regulation is another important area of inner work. Many people struggle with impulsive emotional responses, which can derail even the most well-intentioned conversations. Developing emotional regulation means being able to pause, take a breath, and think before reacting. This allows individuals to respond to their partner, friends, or family members with thoughtfulness and composure, instead of reacting impulsively or defensively. Emotional regulation also involves recognizing when emotions are overwhelming and when it may be necessary to take a step back for the sake of the relationship. Alongside emotional regulation, practicing emotional responsibility is crucial. This involves taking ownership of one's feelings, rather than blaming others for how one feels. When individuals take responsibility for their own emotions, they are less likely to project their feelings onto others or hold them accountable for their emotional state. This helps maintain healthier, more balanced relationships where both parties feel respected and understood. Practicing emotional responsibility also reduces the tendency to engage in passive-aggressive behaviors or create unnecessary conflicts. A critical part of inner work in relationships is learning to navigate and embrace vulnerability. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but it is, in fact, a source of strength. Being vulnerable involves exposing one's true feelings, fears, and desires in a relationship. This can be difficult, as it opens the possibility of being hurt or rejected. However, vulnerability fosters deep emotional intimacy and connection. By allowing oneself to be open and honest, individuals create space for their partner to do the same, leading to a more authentic and trusting relationship. The practice of self-compassion is also integral to the inner work of relationships. Individuals must learn to be kind and patient with themselves, especially when they make mistakes or experience difficulties in their relationships. Self-compassion means accepting one's imperfections and allowing space for growth, which is necessary for building emotional resilience. By cultivating compassion for oneself, individuals are better able to offer the same empathy and understanding to others, creating a healthier dynamic in the relationship. Personal growth is a continuous journey. The inner work in relationships never truly ends, it is an ongoing process of learning, evolving, and adapting. As people change and grow, their relationships must evolve as well. This requires openness to change and a willingness to let go of outdated patterns or beliefs that no longer serve the relationship's growth. Personal growth can be an empowering and enriching experience, as it helps individuals cultivate a deeper sense of fulfillment, not only in their relationships but also within themselves. Additionally, the concept of boundaries plays a significant role in the inner work of relationships. Healthy boundaries are essential for maintaining individual identities and ensuring that both parties feel safe, respected, and valued. Boundaries are not about building walls, but about knowing where one person ends and the other begins. The inner work of relationships involves recognizing one's own needs for space, privacy, and emotional support, as well as being able to communicate these needs clearly without guilt or fear of rejection. Forgiveness is another important practice in the inner work of relationships. Holding on to resentment or grudges can create emotional barriers and prevent the relationship from moving forward. Forgiveness is a process of letting go of past hurts, not for the benefit of the other person, but for one's own emotional health. This doesn't mean forgetting the pain or excusing harmful behavior, but rather choosing to release the negative emotional charge associated with it. Forgiveness enables individuals to heal and restore trust, which is essential for the growth of the relationship. Finally, it's essential to understand the balance between independence and interdependence in relationships. While it is important to maintain a sense of self and independence, relationships are based on a mutual exchange of love, care, and support. The inner work of relationships involves finding a healthy balance between these two aspects, so that both individuals can grow and thrive together while maintaining their individuality. This balance fosters a sense of mutual respect, collaboration, and emotional connection. In conclusion, the inner work of relationships is about self-awareness, emotional growth, and personal healing. It requires individuals to confront their past wounds, regulate their emotions, embrace vulnerability, and communicate with empathy and clarity. Through this inner work, individuals can build stronger, more resilient relationships that are based on mutual respect, love, and personal growth.